Hey guys, how's it going? It's Nick from FileFox, and I'm going to walk you guys through a demonstration of how to utilize FileFox's PDF and image data reading capabilities. So this is if you're trying to pull data out of an image or PDF, like a bank statement or a picture of any kind. It's quite useful in terms of then being able to transform this and send this data to another system of some kind. So we're going to jump right into the system and I'll show you this example. So today we're going to take a look at a very common use case, which is bank statements, which are PDF documents that contain numerous pages and plenty of different types of information and data. So if we look at this PDF document here, we've got some address information at the top. We have some form related data here, opening balance, withdrawals. And then below we've got a table here. So how do we get this information out, and how do we sort of ignore some of this mess that's also included here that we don't really care about? So what we're going to do is we're going to open FileFox. Now, if you're familiar with FileFox, you know that you can pull data from another integration, but in this case we're just going to pull data right from our desktop here. So we're going to take this bank statement, and again, if we had multiple bank statements, we could select multiple files here. If we had multiple pages, it will pick those up. So we're going to select open, and then we're going to get prompted with how we want to extract this data. So as I mentioned, if there's multiple pages, we can merge those. If there's tables, then we can take the table out and essentially have that in a spreadsheet format. Then this third option here is words, which will literally take all of the words out of the document. Then we have forms. So if you remember the bank statement document, some of the forms were like the account number or the branch number. It will essentially pull these out and mark them. And then there's also queries, so you can make specific queries to look for a specific value. So for example, we'll look for the opening balance. So I'm actually just going to select everything here, but this may not be necessary depending on your use case. So I'm going to say opening balance for my query, so I'm going to add that. And then we're going to see what we get. So let's save. And so FileFox uses a really advanced OCR reading technology that essentially will pull out all of the data and display it how we need it here. So right now it's loading, and here we see it pops up the data. So now, as I mentioned, forms is one option. So here we have opening balance, branch transit number, withdrawals. So basically any type of text where there's a corresponding paired value will get pulled out. And you see here that it's just one page, but if there's multiple pages, you would see a drop down here for those different pages. And then if we look at the extraction source, the extraction source is going to be those types that we were looking at. So basically if I select this, then you'll see, okay, we've got the forms, and now let's check out the queries. So again, we were looking for opening balance, and the result is posted here. So if we had multiple pages, then we could essentially look for the opening balances of those multiple pages. Then words, which, may be useful for certain types of use cases. For the bank statement one, not so much, but if you're really just trying to get pure text out, then this would be good for you. And then we've got the tables. So it's found two tables in the bank statement document. So let's take a look at table 1. So here it's similar to that form data that we saw before, but we really want that bigger table below. So that table 2 is here. And then you can see here that it's got all of those values that were in that table. Now what we can also do is we can actually eliminate some of these unnecessary rows here, the minus, And then you see now we've got a full set of information with date, details, withdrawals, deposits, and then the balance on the far right. Now, some of these columns we can clean up in the transformation rules. So if you go to transformation, then you'll see all of that data get pulled over, and we can just remove these columns, and then we can save these rules in one of our mappings and essentially pull out a bank statement with just the table transactions and the balance and combine these into one full spreadsheet. So if we've got like 50 bank statements, then we can combine them into one file and upload them in another system. And it's really as simple as that, guys. And yeah, thanks again, and hope you enjoy using this tool.